Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Hello, hello. So good to have all of you as you join the live. Welcome to another episode of the Marva Lewis Show. Welcome to another episode. Listen, good to see all of you. Good to see all of you. Blessings to all of you as you come on in. Welcome to another episode. And you see the topic external validation. So please do come on in. I'm trying to set up here where I can sort of read your comments on my laptop as I speak to you because I can't see it on my phone. It is way too small for me to see it on my phone. So hopefully I'm able to see it um, on my page, my Facebook page. Go ahead and share for me. Go ahead, please do share. And once you've shared, please type share. But listen, good afternoon and welcome to the Marva Lewis Show. So today, very interesting topic. Um, but before we go in, I would like to say thank you to all of those that supported the back to school event. We had the back to school event on the 26th of August, which was last week Saturday. The event started off very great. I mean, we had wonderful weather. And then somewhere about 5 p.m. or so, the weather kind of switched. And listen, the rain came from out of nowhere. The rain came from out of nowhere, and there was torrential rain. And so um, we didn't get to give away all of the bags. We didn't get to give away all of the food. And I started to get upset about it. And my team um, kind of was like encouraging me, don't get upset about it. Hey, listen, you did what you could do and you could do about the rain. But I started to get upset about it because I thought about how much funds, how much monies that I spent on getting food, getting those hot dogs, those hamburgers, preparing it for the children, getting the bouncing castle for the children to enjoy that afternoon. And I was so upset about it. But after a while I kind of relaxed because, like I said, my team was there and they was encouraging me, saying, Marva, don't get upset about it and so forth. So listen, I still have hundreds of bags. And so I'm going to think about another day that we can do another event that we can give away these bags and these school supplies to the children. Maybe in December, we'll do another event where we get rid of these bags because I have these things in this place, in this apartment, and I need to give this to the people. I need to give that to people. I do not need to keep them. I have no need of them. They are, funds from donations, of course, monies from out of my own pocket that I put into this initiative. And so I want to give it to the people. I want to give it to the people. I don't want to keep any of it. And so my children have more than enough. I give God praise. I give God glory. Welcome to all of you as you join the Marva Lewis Show. I give God all the praise, all the glory for what He has done in my life. And listen, I'm grateful. I'm at a place where I'm comfortable. I'm at a place where I'm able to say, okay, I can purchase a bag. I can purchase some books for my children, and so I'm not at a place of lack. But you have people in the community that may be lacking in certain areas and may need assistance in certain areas, especially single mothers and single fathers. We always forget that some fathers are also single fathers. And so there are some persons in the community that may need assistance. And so that's where Walking into Destiny Ministries International come in. We want to be able to fill that gap. We want to be able to assist. And so along with the funds, some of my monies and the donations from others to this ministry called Walking into Destiny that the Lord has gifted me with, we were able to purchase some bags, all of the food, all of the snacks, and we were able to supply some, I think probably 50 to 60 children with some food, some snacks and some bags. But like I said, I wanted to do more. And because of the rain, we weren't able to continue to give more. And so I want to get these things out of my apartment and get them to persons that really have need of them. So listen, today I want to talk to you a little bit about validation. A few days ago, I came on, I believe that was Tuesday. I came on and was kind of, just doing a small little show, just a little something, something. And I started to talk about who we was talking about. We was talking about enjoying the process because um, you know, a lot of persons, they would always have plans to that in not instant gratification, but they want the gratification at the end of something. You go into 4 years of college, or you wait until retirement, or you waiting for special occasions to eat out of your good china and stuff like that. So I started to talk about that because earlier um I saw a post, and it was, people always waiting, at the end of their journey to try to celebrate. But, don't wait until the end of the journey. Don't wait until you have special guests over to eat out of your china. Tomorrow is not promised. And so you may not wake up tomorrow, and all of the china that you were saving for a special occasion, you never got to enjoy them. You never got to eat out of them because you was waiting for a special occasion. Listen, every day is a special occasion. Every day that God allow you, good evening, good blessings to all of you. Every day that the Lord allows you to breathe, every day that the Lord allows you to open your eyes is a special occasion. And so I make it my duty that when I wake up in the morning to say, Holy Spirit, thank you, Lord. Thank you for waking me up this morning. And I make up in my mind that, listen, I'm going to enjoy this day. Come what may, I'm going to enjoy this day. It may be somebody pissing me off at work. It may be somebody pissing me off while I'm driving to work, coming from work. But listen, I make up in my mind that I'm not going to allow anything to stop me from enjoying the journey, because it's the journey that is important. It's not a lot of people waiting for the final destination. Sometimes the final destination will be the graveyard. Sometimes the final destination will be a sick bed. Sometimes the final destination, God knows what it may be. And so enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. And I started to share a little bit with them, but the live feed was breaking up. And so I wasn't able to continue. And then later on that afternoon, I got caught up. I had to go back into the office to do some work. And so I wasn't able um, to continue the show. And so, one thing that I started to share is that for many of us who have children, for us that have family, most of the time we would put off things saying, oh, I'll do it this time, I'll do it this time, I'll wait till I have this amount, I'll wait till I get this success, I'll wait till I have this promotion, get this promotion, and then we can do this, and then we can do that. Hey, listen, slow down, take some time, enjoy the journey. The journey is the most important part, because you would find that you would wait for the retirement, or you would wait for the promotion. And then when you get the promotion, it ain't nothing much. For some of us, we killing ourselves to get the promotion. And the promotion probably is a little $50 promotion, $100 promotion, a little $200 promotion. And the thing about it is, what is $50 going to do for you in the long run? What is the $100 going to do for you in the long run? You sacrifice time with your children, you sacrifice time with your family, you sacrifice your time, you sacrifice your energy. Some of us, we sacrifice our youth, because you work for some companies from you was 16, 17, 18, 19, 24, 28, and you spend all of your youth working for a company, working towards this promotion, working towards this next salary, working towards this next pay. And for some reason, we always chasing, 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 but never stop the chase to say, you know what, let me enjoy the ride in between. Let me just stop and enjoy the view. And so like I said, for many of us, we have children, and our children are growing up quickly, very quickly. And I started to share that, you could have just had a baby yesterday, and all of a sudden it's, a couple of days later, and the child 18 and ready to move out. So we got to take time to spend time with our family, spend time with our friends, spend time with the people that matter, because You will wake up one day and realize that the job actually didn't really mean anything. It just was a means. It just was a vehicle to get you through, or to help you to get from one season to another season. It really wasn't important. I was listening to this guy yesterday on the own show that they had on Eyewitness News, Eyewitness Channel. I think it's ILTV last night, and I started to listen to his story. He started to talk about AI and Chat GPT. And as he was discussing this, he also mentioned where he was working for this Fortune 500 company. He was making, six figures. I don't know who else watched that show last night. Watch it last night, right after Eyewitness News. And he started to give his testimony, so to speak, about how, he started to gain weight, and then he got sick, and literally his organs were shutting down. And so that is when he realized, hey, I've been working for these people all my life, this and that. And so he lost his money, lose friendships, lose, he lost so many. He lost a lot. And so it wasn't until he was in his sick bed and only had weeks to live that he realized, hey, I messed up. I need to turn things around. And so finally, I think he got a kidney, either a kidney or a liver. It was one of them, because I was in and out. I was cooking last night. For many of you know, I posted what I cooked last night on Facebook. And so I was back and forth in the kitchen and in the bedroom where it was playing, but I was listening to that story, and that's basically what I was talking about on Tuesday. Listen, take your time and enjoy life, because life is not promised. It is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. You may wake up feeling good right now. You may wake up feeling good at the moment, but you never know what may happen tomorrow. As a matter of fact, you never know what may happen this afternoon. A lot of persons travel here, or they would go on a cruise and they would travel to the Bahamas or travel to some other destination. And for some reason, something may happen. You may go swimming, go snorkeling, and the person catch a heart attack and die, never make it back home alive. And so people, listen, we gotta enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. And I'm not saying that the journey or the process is always going to be good. It's not always going to be, a happy journey. But let me tell you, enjoy it. Enjoy the tears and give thanks for the tears. Enjoy the happy days, the sad days, the rainy days. Enjoy them. Stop waiting for, y'all remember I told them on Tuesday how mama them used to put plastic on their chair, and you could not sit your butt on their chair. Listen, your butt could not touch mommy them chair. Once they don't have their plastic over their chair, you cannot touch that. That was for special guests when they come over. Or you would remember, for those of us that are old enough, mommy them used to have their little china cupboard. And in their china cupboard, they have their best dishes, right? Miss Fox. They have their best dishes. They have their best silverware. And I don't know, for some of you who old enough know that some of those old people had some silverware, not silverware, but they had some spoons and forks and so forth that were gold. And they would take them out like every Saturday. You all know Saturday used to get up early in the morning to clean up. And so mommy them would either put on their gospel tracks, or put on their, you all remember those records back in the day, the big round records. Listen, y'all who born in them 1990s and 2000s, just saying for y'all. Just for the people them who born in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. Mommy, let me tell you what mommy did. Mommy had this big radio stereo set. And this thing was, listen, let me tell you, this thing was tall. And right to the top of it, it had this record player. And so listen, on Saturdays, mommy used to put that record on, put some gospel, them old time gospel music on, and it was time to clean. Let me tell you all, it was time to clean. And so while mommy them was cleaning, they would take out, the dishes, they would take out those stuff. You would have to dust them, polish them. I remember one time ago where we was living, where I grew up in the ghetto, it wasn't no carpet on the floor. And it wasn't no towels on the floor. I kid you not. You all listen. I kid you not. There were no carpet on the floor. There were no towels on the floor. And it was just the cement. And let me tell you, mommy used to have us on Saturday with a brush. You all hear me? The scrubbing brush. And you had to be on all four scrubbing that brush. You get your bucket. You put your water inside of that with your bleach. and your liquid, let me tell you, and you had to, scrub the floor, not mop. You all hear me? I didn't say mop. Hey, Prophetess Rule. I didn't say mop. Mommy, listen, you get your scrub brush and you scrub that whole floor. No carpet, no tiles. It was just the cement, and that cement was shiny. You hear me? That cement, you all know when you done lay your floor, and you don't put anything on it. There's no ground on it. There's no tiles, no rug, no carpet. Mommy, it just was the tile. And let me tell you, we used to scrub that thing. That thing used to be shiny. You could see your reflection in that cement. You hear me? And so, that's when you used to clean up. That's when you used to clean the dishes. That's the closest you could have get to touching them dishes and the silverware. That's the closest you could have get to touching those things. You hear me? And so, mommy, them things, you couldn't go and touch them. Let me tell you on this little story side note. Let me tell you on this little story. Jesus Lord, my neighbors could think I crazy and you're laughing. Let me tell you, one time I was cleaning up. And after I finished cleaning up, my mommy had went to work. Listen, that woman was a hustler. She used to work at a wash house. She used to sell numbers. And then my mommy used to do Pokino games. You all know what Pokino? Who know what Pokino? Well, listen. Mommy used to have Pokino in the evenings where people used to come and play Pokino. So she used to sell numbers. And when I say sell numbers, I mean no little cash tree and all of this that people know about now. I talk about numbers. Back in the day, when you want to put your hand in the black bag or in the bag, they had a bag that they had some balls in with numbers. And everybody would have a receipt book. And in the receipt, you all know when y'all go to the fancy restaurant, they have those books that they take orders on. Back in the day, mommy them used to take people order on that with their numbers. And so people used to play their numbers and it was only 2 ball. Lord, look how I telling the people that my age. But y'all know I don't make no secret about my age anyway. Listen, mommy used to go around and she used to sell numbers. And I used to remember my mommy with the pen behind her ears. My mommy was a hustler. That's the reason why I could always survive. Drop me in the desert, I will survive because I take on that spirit from my mother. My mommy was a gangster. She was a hustler. You all hear me? When I say gangster, Mary Ludris Lubin was a gangster. And so, listen, mommy used to sell numbers. She used to work at the wash house. She used to do Pokino games. And my mommy used to do the Haitian dance in the night. When she used to lock us up in the bedroom, 11:30, 12 o'clock, you can't come back out of that bedroom. Get your water, go and eat something, go in bed, get yourself together. Because when you see Haitian dance start, you can't come back in that front room. Listen. And so mommy used to have Haitian dance. They call it bal in Creole. Mommy used to have the Haitian dance. My mommy, listen, never a day, although I grew up in the ghetto, my sister and I, we grew up in the ghetto. Never a day I could say that I went hungry. Never a day that I could say I worried about what was going to be on the stove or in the fridge. Not one day. I never knew that we were poor. Let me put it. And I can get back to topic, but I'm just explaining to you the reason why we need to enjoy every day. This is something I started to talk about on Tuesday. These are the reasons why we need to enjoy every day. I did not know, you hear me, Prophetess Desiree? I did not know that we were poor. I did not know that we did not have it all. I did not know that this is not the way that people live. I grew up in the ghetto. Everybody was almost like on upstairs by Miss Frida. You could have gone to the next neighbor. You could have gone by Narita and Mummy. Listen, you had somewhere always to go. I used to go by my cousin Marsha. Everywhere you go, because the mothers will feed you. The people look out for you. And so it was almost like a family. So I never knew anything else. So I thought that this was the way that people live. And so let me tell you, to get back to the story. You all remind me to tell you on the story about me going on Sea Escape and seeing white Haitians. If I forget, you all please let me tell you all this good story. This is what the Marva Lewis show is all about. I can be bouncing from one topic to the next. You all just gotta stick with me. Let me tell you all. So this is the story I wanted to get to when I was telling you all how mommy was a hustler. So one day, mommy going to work and she was going by the wash house. So she says she gone to the washer. She already made breakfast for us. Now listen, I grew up in a Haitian household, and to y'all, what may seem strange was not strange to us. Mommy used to make scrambled eggs in the morning, but this scrambled egg was a Haitian scrambled egg. You all get me? It was a Haitian scrambled egg. Haitian scrambled egg is a continental kind of omelet, but it's scrambled. And when I say continental, I mean as in it has ham in it or a little bit of meat inside of it or sausage, hot dog, sweet peppers, onions, red sweet peppers if you have it, orange sweet peppers if you have it. Listen, little parsley. Listen, mommy them used to have the egg seasoned as if that was a piece of steak. You hear me? So anyway, they season it, and then afterwards, mommy would scramble that, and then she would do some either some boiled bananas or she would do some boiled plantain. That is the reason up to this day. When I buy in Griot, I say, listen, I want some. Hey, Miss Miller, how you doing, honey? I would say, listen, I don't want no green plantain. Give me the ripe plantain or half ripe plantain. Because even up to now, still, when it comes to full ripe plantain, I can't stand it. When it comes to a full green plantain, I can't take it as much as I used to when I was a kid. Because them Haitians will feed you some plantain. You hear me? So anyway, mommy went to work. She had made breakfast for us that morning. I believe it was scrambled eggs and plantain. And so she left that and she went to work early in the morning. And so what she did is for lunch, I tell you all, we used to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The only time we wouldn't have lunch was when we went to school. It was always breakfast and it was always dinner. And so I figure now, because mommy take out some fish, and I guess she was coming back home to clean her fish and to season her fish for dinner that afternoon. So I take it upon myself that I'm going to be a very good daughter. I'm just going to be a very good daughter that day. And I said, I'm going to clean my mummy fish. Let me tell you all, the wrongest thing to do is to mess with my mummy fish. You hear me? The wrongest thing you could do is go and mess with my mummy fish. My mummy love. And for people who know that I absolutely love fish. I could eat fish and eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I could eat eggs any type of way except over easy. I can eat fish any type of way. The only fish I don't like is grouper. Go figure. And so anyway, bring me some porgy, bring me some turbot, bring me some. Listen, snapper, bring me some Margaret. I just love fish. Mommy used to love a fish. You hear me? And so mommy had the fish in the zinc. And let me tell you all what I do. I don't even recall how old I was. I gone in that zinc, thinking I was doing my mommy a favor. I gone and I cleaned the fish. Also, I thought I did. I clipped the fins, I clipped the tail. You know, I think I did what I saw mommy do. So to me, in my head, the fish clean. I done take off the fins. I done take off the tail. I done cut that off. Let me tell y'all how. You couldn't tell me that fish was not. I believe that's why I could cook so good to right now. Listen, I go on and I get all the seasons that I see mommy is get. And I don't know if you all know, but this thing name, it is something that you mix your seasonings in. Man, one of these days I can show it to you all on this show. I can bring it out because I have it there. But for me to go and dig up in them thing to find it for you can be too much. And my son ain't here for me to find it for you all. They just call it mush pilon in Creole. But what it is, I see some of the some people on TikTok using it. It's like this little round thing. It look like a cup and it have a handle, and you beat your garlic, your parsley, and your pepper, onions, and thing inside of that. Hey, Line, how you doing, Mr. Man, man of God? Good to see you. Listen, and you would take that and you would mash your pepper, your onions, your garlic. You all know Haitians like garlic. And you all know you all used to tease us in school about our garlic. You all know you all used to do it. You all Bohemian kids. You all know you all used to do it. You all used to tease us about our big nanny black and about garlic. Listen, let me tell you all. So you would mash up all your seasonings inside of this thing, right? And so listen, I go on and I mash all these things inside of this thing, and I had this thing prepared. Listen, I seasoned that fish to the T. Talk to me. Listen, I think I maybe was 11 or 12 or something like that. Or maybe younger, I can't remember. But I seasoned that fish to the T. I even put slits in them. You can't talk to me. I was cooking. You can't talk to me. The same thing I see mommy do is the same thing I do, and you can't tell me that I didn't do this thing properly. Let me tell y'all. I said, okay, let me start to cook this thing. By the time mommy come home, this thing was about halfway boiled because I just to turn on the stove. And so when she came, I think I recall her putting tomato paste and thing on the thing. So I put my tomato paste in the pot and full that pot up with water. I can see why this woman was mad. Oh my God, I can't. Actually, let me tell you what I do to this woman, good snappers. Lord, I wish the old lady was alive right now. Well, for me to remind her how she slapped me. Listen. So I filled that pot up with some water, right? Cover the pot. Mommy come home, and I could see mommy was tired. Mommy come home, she going straight inside. Like, she say, Marva. My mommy used to call me Marva. The beam used to say Marva with the Marva. Mommy used to say Mava, Marva. I say, yes, ma'am. Or she used to call me my little nickname, Tune. But that ain't when she mad. That's when she, when she wants something. So she said, Marva. I said, yes, ma'am. What you do to the fish? I said, mommy, I season it and I cook it for you. Listen. My mommy gave me one backhand slap of this world. I swear I saw Blinky. The Yanni used to say, I swear thought I saw Blinky. You can tell me I didn't see stars. I sure I was out for a second or two. Listen, I never saw my mommy that mad. Let me tell you, Monica, I never saw my mommy that mad before. Bear in mind, people, my mother was a fish connoisseur. That woman loved fish. My mommy get poisoned, I think maybe 4 or 5 times. Maybe 4 or 5 times. Let me see what you're saying here. Let me see if I can bring back. Let me see what you're saying, Lanique. You bringing back memories of when I was 9 learning to cook, man. I used to throw the whole white rice in the back of the yard by potlucks. I know, but that making soggy rice and throwing it out and going go try again. Let me tell you, I told more cut it. But anyway, mommy give me one backhand slap of this world, right? So I in shock trying to figure out like what I do. I thinking I did something right. Mommy say, oh, the fish still have all the guts in it. The fish ain't even clean. I say, that time in my head, I'm like, guts? Like, what the hell? That's what I say. You this still woman. The woman the fish, all the guts in the fish. So of course, mommy couldn't cook. She couldn't eat that fish no more because all the guts was in the fish and so forth and all that. That fish, let me tell you all, the fish was no good no more. That was done. The fish was done. And so a couple of days later, I come to her apologizing. But of course, Haitian parents don't apologize for nothing. She done slap me. Take your slap and swallow that and go where you going, eh? So I came and I, curl up to her and apologize for messing up the fish. And boy, when I see them lines in her forehead again, I see, boy, I'm making her mad all over again. Let me go sit down somewhere and make myself small. But I mess up the woman fish, eh? And so from that moment on, she's like, okay, then I see this child must want to cook. Let me teach her how to do this thing properly. And so after that, a few weeks later, she said, come, let me show you how to clean this fish. Come stand up here and watch me properly. And so I stood there and I learned how to, let me tell you all, I was not probably 10, I was not 11 or 10, because I could remember at 9, my mommy started to teach me how to do certain things. So I had to been like just approaching 9 when I did that. I couldn't have been no 12 because 12 I was making big meals. I was making big meals when I was 12. And so I had to been, I got a memory problem. Lord, say, Miss Cartwright say she do the same thing to the fish. Miss Cartwright say she do the same thing to the fish. Let me tell you, I had to been going on 9 because I can remember I was standing on the crate. I was standing on the crate when I did that. And so I was pretty young. I was very young because at the ending of 9, going on 10, I already knew how to make griot because my mommy used to make griot also. I tell you all, this woman was a gangster. Mommy was a hustler. Hey, my brother Clyde, how you doing? My mommy was a hustler, and so I remember at the end of 9, going on to 10, 11, I was making griot. When people come to buy to make griot and so forth, I was able to make griot, and boy, I started to get pissed, man, because I'm like, man, these people always coming for griot. When you sitting down trying to watch Saved by the Bell, or you watching trying to sit down and watch one good Rambo or one good Bruce Lee, listen, these people coming to buy griot. And so, yeah, man, I had to, I was cooking at a very early age. And so after that, she used to say, come, get the crate, come stand up here, watch me do this so you can know how to do it. And so after a while, she teach me, I think the easiest thing that I learned was the chicken. Chicken was fairly easy. Not the thighs, like wings. That was fairly easy when she showed me that. And then she moved on to the chicken thighs, which was pretty much a little more complicated. And then, of course, the fish. She taught me how to take the guts out of the fish. And how to clean the fish properly. Back in the day, we never used to use no toothbrush. We used to use the point of the knife, the sticky part of the knife, to clean and get all them things out of the fish. And then you get your sour and you wash that thing properly, you know. And so I learned that. And then, of course, when my uncle then came down from Haiti, um, he then take on from my mother and started to teach me how to do literally everything that I can cook now is because of my uncle. My mother started the process, but my uncle is the one that really taught me how to cook. Because really and truly, my uncle could cook better than my mommy. Some men could cook better than women. That's it. I might as well just be honest with you. Some men could cook way better than women. And so I said all of that to say, enjoy your journey because you don't know where you're going. Eat out of the best dishes. You hear me? Listen, Linda, listen. Go and take out them China, eat out the best dishes. That's the reason why I live the way that I live. Um, there's nothing that is off limits in the fridge to my children. And I know I had to say children, but my daughter's gonna be 21 in a few days. My son is 13. And so I don't have no children per se, because I have an adult and a teenager, but they still my babies. And so nothing is ever off limits to my children. I always wanted to be in a position to be successful, not because I wanted to be rich or greedy, because I always wanted to be at a place where my children don't have to beg for anything. They don't have to be in lack for anything. My children don't have to say, "Mommy, can I have this thing out of the fridge?" Now they already know there are certain things that I purchase, like my chip or my vitamin. Listen, that's mommy own. Don't mess with that. It can be fire in here. You mess with mommy things. But my children already know things in the fridge. If I cook, you all eat the food. If I bought something and I say this for you all, use it, eat it. There's no reason to come ask me for permission for every single thing. I work for my children. I fill the house up for my children. And so that was part of the reason why I always want to be successful, or the reason why I worked so hard, is because I wanted to be able to provide for my children. Not just provide for them, but then for them to also see that I work hard for what I give to them, and to be able to honor that and to respect that and to understand that, hey, listen, you have to work and work hard for the things that you want. And in order to provide for your family, you have to work. But in the same time that you are working, enjoy the process. While I was in Exoma and Abaco, I had a Dodge Ram. I had a dual cab Dodge Ram, in that I had a four-door Dodge Ram. So this was a big truck. Listen, them fellas used to line up and cross their arms when they see me pull up in my truck at the station, because they want to see how I gonna yuck this truck up inside this yard. So when you see me pull up, all them officers, they standing like this by the door. You know how men is stand. They standing like this by the door. Listen, by the time I whip my big truck in that yard and I go up and come back and reverse that into one parking spot, listen, them fellas used to be like, well, mother sick, this girl could drive. And so I had a big truck. Well, listen, I parked my children up. We go driving, we go exploring. I fill my tank up with some gas and I go and I take my children exploring. I go, we spend the day on the beach. If I spend $200 on my kids just to take them to a restaurant to sit down and eat, I'm going to do that. Why? Because I'm a police officer. I work shifts. I've been working shifts for the past 16 years. Ain't nothing changed. I never heard it cushy or sweet or soft on the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And so I always work shift. And so when I had the opportunity, when I was off, I tried to spend time with my children because I had the understanding that, you know, they're not going to be young always. And one of these days they're going to leave. And so I want my children to have the memories. I could sit down now and think about how mommy, teach me how to cook, or how my mommy used to just take a whole day off. I don't know how she used to do it. She used to take a day off. She used to go by Domino's in Port Lakaya, buy two large pizza, one big Pepsi or one big Coke, and she used to take us through one of those corners through Port Lakaya. You all know where Port Lakaya Billy Station is, through one of those corners in the back there. And she used to ride in the back there, take us on the beach, and we'd be on the beach for hours. She'd let us go in the water for hours, and all she'd do is lay right there in the sand and relax. Sometimes when we fall asleep and be in the water just chilling and so forth. But she always had an eye out for us. And so all those things are memories that I could always have. My mommy is gone now, but those memories I will always, 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 always have. And so listen, people, enjoy the journey, man. Enjoy the journey. It is there for you to enjoy it. Do not allow yourself to work yourself to the bone and you didn't enjoy your journey. And so yeah, that is it. That's what I was talking about on Tuesday. I'm done with that. Hey, okay. The story with the CXK. Let me tell you about this story. Lord, you think we could talk about validation? I might start to talk about it and then talk about it again when we pick up on another episode, because I don't want to be on this very long. Let me tell y'all, blessings to y'all that coming on. Let me tell you about the story when my mommy took us on Discovery. Discovery, no, it was CXK first and then Discovery. Wait. So let me tell you all. And I'll tell you all a million times that my mommy is a Haitian. My father is a Haitian, but of course he was a US citizen. So of course my father was a US citizen. He had his green card and all them things there in the US and so forth. Many times he asked me to send us for him to get us straight. But I was never a child that liked the United States. I was never really obsessed with it, never really wanted to go. And so I think that's one thing that I really respected my mother for, because she always take her cue based on how her children felt and not force things upon us. But anyway, long story short, mommy was taking us to go see our daddy one time, right? And so she packed us up, and I believe this was a summer. So she packed us up, and she we gone on Discovery. But of course, we cute in our little church dresses, and we got our big nanny plaits. For y'all that don't know, mommy done braid our hair down with them big bubbles and brooches. We was cute. You hear me? Cute in our church dresses. Let me stop swinging before my bun fall off. You know, we was cute in our church dresses, and y'all better not laugh on this live, because y'all know them Haitians used to dress they turning up in them church clothes. Y'all better not laugh with them shiny flow shine shoes with frill socks and big y'all remember them big they wasn't ribbons, they almost look like yarn. I don't know if y'all remember them. Anybody remember what I talking about? Because I can't be the only one. They almost used to be like twists, but they're not ribbons. They almost look like yarns. They came in different colors, and mommy them used to put them in our hair. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I can go Google this thing, man. I can have to Google it. I can Google it and I can post it on Facebook. So, our hair was done braid down and we cute. So we gone on this CX skateboat. So it's time to go in the dining room. That woman was well traveled because she used to love to travel. And when she hit that cash 3 and cash 4, mommy was gone. That was the first Christian who I see used to gamble. Listen, the first Christian who I see used to gamble. My mommy used to gamble so hard. I'd be like, but how you be going to prayer meeting 6 o'clock in the morning and gambling at the same time? Who does that? But anyway, mommy take us on CXK. And we went in the dining room for dinner. And as we were sitting there, that's one thing I can say about my mommy, and I learned this from my mother. My mommy always used to take us to somewhere to eat and teach us how to eat properly. My mommy only had a 6th grade education, but she was a very smart woman, very smart. You hear me? Of course, she was one of the oldest. So, of course, back in the day, at 6th grade, she had to come out to take care of the other children. But anyway, mommy was very smart. So she always used to take us someplace and teach us how to eat, how to hold our forks properly, and how to dine properly and so forth. So we were sitting down in the dining room, and my sister and I could remember being mommy being in the middle, my sister on one side, and I was on the other side. And these white people were sitting opposite us, this white couple. Is a woman and a man. The woman had long blonde hair and blue eyes. The guy had, I believe, dark hair. I believe it was dark. I can't say if it was brown or black, but I remember it being dark. And they were sitting opposite us. And of course, we eat and so forth and all that. So I hear them start speaking. When I heard them talking, I look at my mommy and I look at my sister, and I'm like, hold on, something right here. So I went absolutely quiet, like literally, I went quiet because my sister was saying something, but I went really quiet. And I continue to hear these people talking. So I say, hold on, wait. So I go on, I say, mommy, they speak in Creole. So my mommy look at me like, what's wrong with this child? I say, mommy, they speak in Creole like us. So my mommy look at me like, yes, baby. Where I come from are a lot of white people that look just like that. And they are Haitians. Listen, let me tell you how that rocked my world. Listen, my little brain was blown. You all hear me? I was like, but how Bahamians is call us, you all dumb Haitians. You all know the things you all say that I can't say. Them explicit words carry you back to Haiti. And listen, we get too bad in primary school, and even some upwards until probably the early part of high school, until I learned how to talk back. But man, listen, Haitian children just get too bad in school. Used to get too bad in school. But anyway, I'm looking at her like, they're saying they call us black dumb Haitians. How in the world Haitians are white? I listen, my mind was like, it's like somebody y'all know in cartoons when the top of or the skull of the cartoon character goes up and all you can see is smoke. That's what happened to me. All you could see was smoke coming up. Because I couldn't believe it. Uncultured. I couldn't believe it. And so after we left, yes, there are places in Haiti. She said on the TV. She said when people go to my home or when they doing news clips or anything like that back in Haiti, she said they would go to the ghettos, to the slums, to the poorest part, and that's what they will show on TV. She said, but the best part of Haiti is the part that they don't show. So my mom used to tell us about the waterfalls. She used to tell us about the mountains. She used to tell us about how you could see the clouds while you were in the mountains. And she used to tell us all these things. And I'm like, based on what these children saying to me at school, based on how I hear adults that talk to Haitian people, this can't be. She used to tell me how, their grade levels used to go up to grade 13, 14, 15, that, people are very intelligent. They go to school, very intelligent people. There are people that used to speak upwards to 16 and 17 language at a time. And those things used to blow my mind. But let me tell you, I wanted to tell you on this joke because I was like, Haitians white? I couldn't believe it, people of God. I could not believe it. And so I just wanted to share that with y'all because I believe it's a good it's a good joke. Especially when you are not, when you only thinking that the ghetto is it, or you never traveled before, so you thinking what you seeing every day is it. Honey, this is not it. Let me tell you, what you seeing every day is not it. You going and getting up and going to work every day, doing the same thing every day. That is not it. Sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. And so when you begin to travel and you begin to see other cultures, and when you begin to experience different, areas and countries, then you realize, hey, my little thing, this just a small little dot. And listen, there's so much more in the world. So let me tell you all something, people. This whole show turned out to be me just talking about the journey. Do not be so concerned about the final destination. Do not be concerned about the destination. So much people are concerned about the destination and never, ever, ever, ever take time to focus on the journey. Do not miss out on life. Do not miss out on your children's steps, and do not miss out on major milestones in life because you so focus on the destination. You so focus on the promotion. You so focus on the marriage. When I get married, I'll do this. When I lose weight, I'll do this. When I have a wife, I'll do this. And you miss out on everything in between. You miss out on enjoying your single life. You miss out on a lot because you so focus on getting to the destination and not enjoying the process or the journey. Life is a journey, and it is something for you to enjoy. God did not put us here to be sad. He did not put us here to struggle. All of these things that we may be going through, hardships and so forth, this wasn't something that God created. And so we must be grateful, even though we may go through hardship, even though you may have to go through a storm to get to light. Listen, go through it. Be grateful. I was talking to someone the other day, and as sad as Dorian was to us in Grand Bahama and in Abaco, as sad as that was, we will never have a count of how many persons truly died in that storm. We will never truly have a count. It was devastating. But even, hey, Brian, honey, how you doing? But even in that tragedy, even in that, God still show a ray of light through that. And if we want to be honest, there were a lot of persons that lost homes, and it was so sad. But there were also persons that lost homes, that those homes probably was on the way out in the first place. And so some people was able to make some claims to their insurance companies and was able to rebuild, to able to renovate, was able to, purchase a new car. There was so much blessings that came out of it. And I'm not diminishing the hurt and the pain and the loss. I'm not diminishing that because I got touched with that. If y'all could remember, I give the word on that. And so I was home crying all through that storm. When I couldn't get in contact with my sister and grandma, I was in my bedroom with my daughter hollering like a baby. My daughter lost friends that she went to school with in Abaco in that storm. I'm not diminishing the pain, but with great pain also comes joy. God is never going to allow there to be so much pain and so much darkness that at the end of that darkness, there's no light. Never. God is never going to allow it. He's never going to allow darkness to come without light. And trust me when I say light will always overshadow darkness. Light will always consume darkness. If you don't remember anything else that I say on this show tonight, always remember this. Light will always consume darkness. That is the reason why when people say certain things to me, or when people disrespect me as a pastor, as a prophet, as a person, when people say all manner of evil against me, when people slander my name, when people say, oh, you ain't no good, you ain't know nothing, this and that, or, anything, even on the job, you ain't good enough for this position, you shouldn't be here. Listen, I don't say nothing. You know why? Because darkness will always be consumed by light. And so I understand that I am the light. And so wherever I go, listen, darkness will be consumed. And so demons will never be happy when I show up in the room. Darkness can't stay when I show up in the room. And so that's what listen, of all of you that are listening to me, please remember this if you don't remember anything else. The mere fact that you are listening to me, the mere fact that you are here, the mere fact that you are after you are still breathing, there's some life to you, there's some light to you, there's a purpose to you. And wherever you go, when you find people not able to accept you, don't want to accept you, you're always feeling like the black sheep, you're always feeling like you don't belong, ask yourself, pause, take yourself out of the equation. Why am I not always welcome? Why is it that I always feel like people talking about me? Why is it that, it's so hard for me to be the one to get the promotion? Why is it that it's so difficult for me? Think about it. And you'll come to realize that you hold a light, and most people cannot stand light. Wicked people can't stand light. They like darkness because they want to do what they want to do in the dark. And so darkness cannot contain light. Light will always consume darkness. I ain't touch a word on validation yet. Listen, because what I wanted to talk about is validation. I'll talk about it for about 5 minutes and then I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'll leave the live feed in probably in about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm out of here. I'll leave the show. But really, what I wanted to talk about, I remember I had an experience just the other day. I had an experience just the other day. That's it right there. That's it right there. Your spirit always will irritate their demons. Always. Always right there. Um, I had an experience. It was a couple of weeks ago, it wasn't last week. I was it at work? I was talking to somebody. I can't recall, but I was talking to someone, and I'll just touch on validation, and then we'll talk about it the next episode of the Marva Lewis Show. I was talking to someone, and as I was speaking with them, I started to say what I'm doing at the moment. Takoya said, Thompson said, Prophetess, I cleaned my house while listening to you. Let me see. I cleaned my house while listening to you. Thank you for your testimonies. They brought enlightenment and in a simplicity. And in its simplicity was so powerful. Thank you, my love. Thank you, Miss Thompson. I appreciate that. Miss Fox, Nakia, honey, how you doing? Miss Fox. Yes, I know I irritate some demons here on Facebook and off camera. Girl, go ahead and irritate them. Irritate them, Miss Fox. Irritate them. But in this conversation with this person, I started to say what I was doing. And the Holy Spirit stopped me and say, stop it. Stop it. Stop talking. So I just stopped talking. And the person looked at me like, and then I quickly changed the subject because the Holy Spirit had already tell me, stop talking. Why do you feel the need to tell this person that? And I was like, huh? Like what? Why do you feel the need to tell this person what you are accomplishing or what you have accomplished? Why do you feel the need to say this to that person? So when I went back and I sat down, I asked the Holy Spirit now, come on now. I mean, I wasn't being boastful or anything like that. And I don't deal with pride, but you know. And the Holy Spirit said, no, 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 check that. Because what you are looking for is approval and validation to prove that you are something. There's no need for you to prove who you are. There's no need for you to prove your accomplishments. There's no need for you to seek approval or validation from anyone, no external validation. Because in the first place, I can tell you all this after the Holy Spirit done speak to me. You don't need validation because number one, what you are saying at that moment to that person, they don't care, or they can use what you're saying against you. Two, or three, they can use what you're saying. They can take what you're saying and pray against it so it does not happen or be completed. So I say, whoo, wow. And I sat down there for a moment, like still in shock. Like, shut up. I'm so sorry I got to say it like that, but shut up. Somebody come on and share this for me, please. and then type share in the comment section. Like, shut up. Ain't nobody need to know you just buy a car. Ain't nobody need to know you just bought a piece of property. Ain't nobody need to know that you are building a house. Ain't nobody need to know that you just get the house to your key, to you just get the key to your house. Ain't nobody need to know that you just put gas in your car. Ain't nobody need to know that you just feed somebody. No one need to know it. And I've noticed that. I told my daughter one time ago, as a young teenager, I said to her one time, I believe it was in the parking lot in Exuma, and I saw this nurse. She had on some scrubs, and then I saw this girl who had on barely nothing. So I said, "Look at those two women that walk in there." I said, "Tell me what you think." And so she told me what she think, and I said to her, I said, "Look at it like this. What do you think each of them are promoting, or what do you think that someone, particularly a male, thinks when he see either of them?" And she gave me an answer. I said, "Okay." I said, "Look at this from this perspective." I said, "The nurse has on a scrub or coveralls, whatever you want to call them, scrubs." I said, "And she is fully clothed. Although they are not like baggy clothes, and it's not too tight and it's not too baggy. You still can see the girl has a beautiful shape, but it's not super tight on her. But then the other girl, with everything hanging, there's no imagination. You could look, you barely could see what her mommy give her hoo-ha. Let's put it like that. You could see her hoo-ha if she bent down. That's how short this little thing was, and I believe it was a pants. You could see her hoo-ha if she didn't even have to bend all the way, just tip. And I'm like, this one is advertising this, and this one is advertising that. I said, and when somebody looks at both of them, they're going to formulate an opinion. Mind you, the person that dressed scantily may be a college graduate, may be a very well articulate person, very smart person, but because of the way that they are dressed, they advertising or giving out some type of advertising or message, and it will attract the wrong message. And so I said to my daughter, based on what you want to attract, you have to dress yourself for that occasion. If you want to attract a certain thing, then you dress that way. The woman that dressed in the scrub, when you look at her and say, "Oh, this a nursing," and you will respect her as such, and you will treat her as such. But the one who's scantily dressed, who may be intelligent, as a matter of fact, may be smarter than the person who in the scrub, may have a college degree, may have a bachelor degree, but because of the way they dress, someone will approach them like, who you think you is? Because of the way that they dress, you advertising something. And so I said this to my daughter. And I said, I'm not saying that you have to dress in a certain way to get validation or approval from people, but you dress a certain way so that you validate yourself, your spirit. That when you walk out of that door, you feel good about who you are, and the image that you put out to the world, you know that you are happy with that at the end of the day. And so, people, what I want to say is that more than, I mean, with the invention of TikTok and social media, Instagram, you would see these people with nothing on, and you would see, man, listen, girls with barely nothing on, little bikinis, little this, and you would see videos of girls who have these, tight pants off. And I always just laugh with my daughter or my bestie, and I would say, "Tell me why you gotta have the V. Why you gotta have the V showing? Because you pulling up this pants so tight that you can see the whole V, the whole imprint of your vagina." You hear me? This ain't Walking into Destiny Live. This is the Marva Lewis show. So get with it. You can see the whole imprint of your vagina inside of this pants. And with the men, you can see your whole penis, the whole imprint. The pants so tight, if you bend, it can pop. It can bite. You look like Incredible Hulk. And so what you think you advertising? What you want people, how do you want people to approach you? And so with social media now and people seeking external validation, you seeing now where people barely wearing clothes. People, the Bible talk about this, eh? That they will call good evil, they will call good evil and call evil good. And that's what we're seeing today. One time ago, a woman couldn't come out looking any type of way. Now they wear lingerie outside. Let me tell you. Now they wear lingerie outside. And it is applaud. Like people applauding this, they saying, okay, good, this is really good. And so listen, and so what I'm saying is, and what I'm saying to you is that um what we doing all of this for? Why are you sharing that photo? Why what was the reason that you sharing this photo with no clothes on? What are you seeking? What validation do you need? I would go so far to ask, and I'm not gonna ask for forgiveness for it. What is broken in you that you need to wear a certain thing to seek validation from somebody to feel good about yourself? Tell me, you know? And I was talking to my coworker the other night. I said, boy, be careful about having children with more than one woman. Try your best to have all your children. If you want five of them, if you want four of them, you want three of them, try to have all of your children with one woman. I say if you can't, so things happen in life. But if you can't have all your children with one woman, I said because you have some very crazy people out in this world. You have some spiteful people in this world, and y'all better y'all come and when I say spiteful. When I say, oh, you all just take these people through the ringer, you all just take these men through the ringer. Oh, you can't see your child if you ain't give me $100. Come on, man. I can do that to mine. But anyway, I digress. Whatever the word is, I ain't there. But my thing to him was choose and choose well. Have some discernment when you are choosing, man. Because based on what the woman, if you pick up the girl out the club with no clothes on, what you expect? She can give you trouble. Eh? And I ain't trying to tell you the girl who in the church is any better. I'm just telling you, have some discernment when you are choosing, because that woman can have you to the court. She can have you in the jail. She can have you in police hand. She can have you in police car. But literally what I want to say is, with that is, most of the time you see these women out here who carry on like that. Most of us have daddy issues. And you may not have noticed it when you were a teenager. You may not have noticed it when you become a young adult in your 20s. But when you start hitting your 30s and your 40s, especially when you start having children, and the generational curse and repetitive cycles is going on, because the same thing happened to your grandma, the same thing happened to your mom, the same thing is happening to you, and you watching the same thing happening to your daughter now. And so, just how you used to be sitting on the steps or by the window waiting on your daddy, he never show up. Yeah, that. Now it's happening to your daughter. She's sitting on the step or by the window waiting on daddy, and daddy ain't showing up. And so now you're realizing that you have daddy issues. Most of us have these the daddy issues. We have situations, people like me who was molested, who was raped at a young age, having to deal with it in adulthood because I block it out as a teenager. That. Now, as an adult, I got to work through all of that toxic thing that created toxic behavior. When you seeking, come on, I'm telling you, I ain't telling you things that I ain't live. I'm not speaking about things that I ain't been through. Because I used to be in the clubs. I used to wear the short skirts. I used to always want to have my tummy out because it was flat and pretty. Yes, it was flat and pretty. It's still pretty. It ain't flat no more, but it's still pretty. I have 2 children. I ain't got no stretch marks. But it's for my future husband to see, not for the man them out there. You catch what I'm saying? And so I had to work through, Marva, why is it that you have to dress like this? What is the attention that you are seeking? What is the validation that you want that you never got? What is the approval that you wanted that you never got. You never you never got to hear from your father, oh, that's a good job. Oh, you did good in school. You never got to hear from your father, I love you. You are beautiful. You are enough. You never get to hear these things. And so you will hear now selling breast, leg, and thigh because you want to hear, oh, you look good. You look sexy, girl. You fine. The brother want to hear, my mother sick, you handsome. Because we have some issues. And so I just wanted to touch about it a little bit about this external validation that we always seeking. Like, why are you oversharing? Why are you always why you always got to tell somebody what you're doing? And some of you can't even help yourself. I tell you, I had the experience the other day where I started to say some things, and it wasn't like you saying it and you conscious of it. I'm just talking, and oversharing. What are you oversharing for? Because then people don't care. Just the other day, I was saying to someone what I was saying. I was telling them how I'm fatigued and I'm tired, and I'm like, I have a headache. And again, I had to catch myself. Marva, stop talking. You could tell them you have a headache 50 million times. They don't care. Stop talking. There's certain things that you just do not need to say, and you need to know who to say it to, because you could call your bestie and they would listen to you, but you could go and talk to your coworker and they would pretend like they listen to you, but they don't care, because as soon as they come with your face, they go to the next coworker. Child, that girl always complaining about headaches. She'll never want to do a job. And so, what is the validation that you are seeking? What are you seeking, or what approval are you seeking to get from your peers, your co-workers, your friends, your partners? What validation are you seeking from them by telling them certain things or doing certain things? You have some people that will work themselves to the ground just to hear their boss say, oh, good job. Some bosses ain't gonna never tell you good job no matter how good it is. Stop waiting for other people's validation. Stop waiting for approval. You're supposed to go ahead and do something, go ahead and do it, and stop seeking other people's approval. Stop going like sending the questioning everybody in your WhatsApp group chats and asking them, you all think I should this? You all think I should that? No, miss, no, sir. Go and do it. You all think I should go back to school? Man, I think I should go back to school. What you all think? Who approval do you need? What approval do you need? Does the school, did you done write to the school? Did you done send in your little essay? Did they answer you? Were you approved? So why you got to go back to Susie and Mary and Jake them to ask them if you should go to school? Listen, we got to be careful in the season that we are in. This season that we are in, with TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, there's another one. I'm missing something. With these little things around here, it's so easy to get sidetracked. And let me tell you all, when you all see me TikToking, you all don't confuse Marva with Prophetess Lewis, okay? Let's just get that out the way. Mind your business. Oh my God, mind your business. But listen, I'm only saying that for you to understand. Use these things for the tools that they are. Have fun. Post your little videos. I have a TikTok for my business, which is Destiny Bars, where I sell my little soaps, my little lotion, my little handmade stuff. You all know about them. Y'all don't purchase none, but you all know about it, And then I have my personal page, which is Marva Lewis, where I post a bunch of foolishness. My cooking, little jokes, little skits on TikTok. That's where I just have fun on that page. But my whole thing is use these sites for what they are. They're just social media pages. These people on TikTok, they ain't care nothing but me. And so I'm never going to take TikTok serious. On Facebook, half of them people don't care nothing but me. So I'm never going to take it serious. YouTube, half of them people don't care about me. So I'm never going to take it serious. I'm going to always fortify and build the relationship with my family, my closest friends that God put in my life, my inner circle. I'm going to build that. I'm going to build my business. because that's where the wealth coming from for my family, my children. I'm going to work on me, my body, me. This temple that God gave me to live through and for Him to work through. This what I care about. I can't be, oh, I got 3,000 followers on this. I got 10,000 followers here. I get 8,000 followers there. Sweetheart, it means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Today or tomorrow I fall sick, the 8,000, 10,000 followers ain't gonna benefit me none. And so we have to be careful of the validation that we are seeking. We need to stop oversharing. Stop oversharing. Stop telling people, oh, you engaged, you just start dating somebody. Stop telling people, oh, the man just asked me to marry him. Stop it. Oh, I won't have a baby for my husband. Stop it. That's the reason why you can't have a baby for your husband, because you keep on telling your friend. Stop seeking validation and approval from these people. Half of them don't care. Don't seek your validation based on how much likes you get on Facebook. Don't seek no validation based on how much likes you get on TikTok. Because I can tell you now, it'll crush your feelings. It'll hurt your feelings. I post videos and I'll have 12 likes, 300 views. They watch it, but they're not going to like it. Don't get your feelings hurt by social media. Stop seeking their approval, because you will get hurt for every time. Stop seeking people's approval. You will be disappointed every single time. Instead, let God work on you internally. So He validates you internally. He approves you. Your gifts, your talents, your looks, your beauty, everything that He placed in you. He will validate you. He will approve you. He will platform you. He will push you out. He will advertise you. He will do it. And so that's my show, people of God. That's my show, folks. That is my show. And so of course I have my phone here, and the number to this phone is 826-3240. I'm going to have a show sometime next week where you can call in and we can have some discussions. If you want to call me, we can have some discussions, or can inbox me with a some topics that you feel like we need to discuss or we need to talk about. I'll put it in the bowl, and then we'd go from there. There's one thing that I want to share out of the bowl. There's only one thing in there, so only one thing to pick from. And so I'll just go from that. It's only one thing. I already read it. It was a bunch of things, and I'll pick it up on live and be like, okay, we'll just pick one thing for today. But as I leave the show, I just want to share this with you. And so, listen, send me anything. I'll put it in the bowl. Send me anything. If it's just one word that you want to send it to me. I'll write it down. I'll put it in the bowl. If you have a question, send it to me. I'll put it in the bowl. If you just have a comment that you want to share, send it to me. I'll put it in the bowl. And at the end of the show, or even in the middle of the show, I'll pick something out of the bowl, and then we'll talk about it for a minute or two, or we'll discuss it. But one thing that I had, and it was the word beautiful. That's one thing that I had, and it was the word beautiful. And so as I leave this live feed, I just want to expound, speak, say a little something about beautiful. And I think it's so fitting because he was talking about validation, right? And so with that said, I'm trying to be sophisticated and use some of those big words. Don't mind me, I don't remember no big words because I can't remember nothing. But anyway, listen, I want you to always understand, both men and women that are watching me, you are beautiful. You are beautiful in every way. God created you beautiful. He created you to be beautiful. He created you to have beautiful. He created you to walk beautifully. He created you beautifully, fearfully, and wonderfully. And so do not allow anyone to discourage you. Do not allow anyone to put you down. Do not allow anyone someone to talk down to you and make you feel as if you are not beautiful. Each and every one of us have a purpose. My son was talking to me in the car as he was coming from school, and he usually uses that time for us to speak. And he said, listen, these little flies and mosquitoes are so annoying. And what I said to him is this. I said, every one of those mosquitoes and those flies, they have a purpose, just like every human have a purpose, every animal has a purpose, every insect has a purpose. Even though they may be disgusting to us, they still have a purpose. And so I want to leave you with this today. No matter what you or people may think about you, you have a purpose. You was not going to be here out of all of those thousands and thousands and thousands of sperms that could have, implanted itself in your mother's eggs and then in her womb. You were the one that made it. You were the one that was successful and beat out those thousands of other sperms to get there. And so the mere fact that you got there, that means you was chosen from before you was even created and born to be who you are. And so you were chosen. You are beautiful in that and while you were being chosen, you were beautiful as you were being created in your mother's womb. You were beautiful as you were coming out. You were beautiful as you were growing up, no matter what you went through, the rape, the molestation, the abuse, no matter what it was. It all made you the person that you are today. You are beautiful. You are here with a purpose. You are here for a purpose. Do not allow yourself to go and walk into the graveyard not seeking the purpose or living out the purpose that God has placed upon you. You are beautiful. I love you guys. Go ahead, type on your Facebook page. I am beautiful. You have a purpose. And so that's the word for today. And I am done. Any other segments y'all want me to do on this show, y'all hit me up, man. Let me know, man. Y'all talk to me. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about, because really and truly, I don't want to be the only one talking for no 2 3 hours. I'm not gonna be doing it. I my mouth dry. Y'all see, I gotta drink water. I ain't got no little juice here or nothing. Just water. And so I'm gonna try to have somebody to join the show. Um, not next week. I believe next week I'm gonna be trying to do a show where anyone could call in and we talk about anything. We could talk about whatever it is. We could talk about it. Um, um, but I'm going to have someone to come in probably the week after that, where we're going to interview them and we go from there. But go ahead, type on your Facebook pages. I am beautiful, because you are beautiful. Blessings to all of you. I love you for watching. If you did not share this broadcast, please go ahead and share it. May God continue to bless you guys. Marva is out.